record.
Don't forget the clap sync, Matt. I guess you kind of do need it for the clip.
Oh, I did. I wore this shirt specifically for the video, so...
You got it.
My Marvel shirt. Hold on, let me shotgun this.
Give me a sec.
Welcome, movie fans, to another episode of Hollow Victories, where no matter what your healing factor is, you're not recovering from these films. I'm your host, Matt Presents, and I'm joined, as always, by my mutant co-host.
Hello, my name is Edward Scissorhands, but you can call me Makal.
And we got some other people here with us.
Hey.
And we're gonna just go to... you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Oh, yeah. I'm Cass, also known as Retro Gaming Nerd.
And I'm Olivia. And we're Smash
Y'all got a face reveal, by the way, for this one.
And Mitzi is on this trip with us too, but went to take care of some errands, so...
Yeah.
You know what those
And
Here,
we're
Mitzi.
just gonna go to the usual Hall of Victories visual, because it's,
Yeah.
like, really hard to film in here.
Yeah, we have very limited space. I was super insistent and annoying on doing this, so...
I think it'd be easier if we
There
brought
we
like a
go.
tripod, but we didn't, and that would have been a pain.
Yeah. I could have brought a tripod.
We are very far from home. I feel like all of us are very far from home.
13 hours.
We try to admit that we're not far from home, but we are
far
very
from
far from
home.
home.
Alright, let's talk about...
Yeah, let's talk about Far From Home. Maybe we should do some worse
I
Marvel
don't even
movies.
like that one.
I mean, you're wrong.
Far From Home is the second one, right?
Yeah.
No Way Home is the third. I like No Way Home.
Listen, we
That-
will...
I like the Mysterio visuals, but the movie's just kind of boring.
I think that's the problem, is, like, Spider-Man's just kind of boring.
My favorite scene in the movie is, like, the very comical scene of them, like, this is, like, right after fucking Endgame. They do, like, a shitty, like, school news report version of it where they have, like, PNGs that are low quality for the memorial. That is just a really funny joke to have right after Endgame. Like, that's, like, to me, like, a moment where it's like, okay, there's a Marvel joke that actually is funny.
No, like, with that being said, it's not that I don't like Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. It's just, like, a lot of people want,
adore
like...
Spider-Man.
People love Spider-Man being depressed and boring, and not boring, depressed and shit, but he has more than that.
I love the Sam
Anyways,
Raimi
can we talk about the movies we have?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, hold on. Can we
Spider-Verse.
turn the fan down?
We should turn it off.
Here's the thing, after, like, last year's Superman, I was thinking about how much I like DC and the DC universe, and how I, like, don't actually care that much about Marvel. I'm like, the ones I care about from Marvel are Spider-Man and the X-Men. You know? Because those are the ones I grew up with. Where DC, I grew up with, like, all of them, so...
It's so funny, Matt, because I feel like I'm having the exact opposite problem of where I grew up with Justice League, and like DC a lot, but I kind of find myself like I'm only caring about maybe one or two.
Hold on.
properties.
You love Absolute, though, that I think you would like the Absolute books, by the way.
Matt, you would love Absolute.
I've heard good things.
Yeah,
I think I read some of Absolute Superman.
Oh, it's real good.
Oh my god, yeah, no.
That's did like weird hierarchical society on Krypton, and like the Peacemakers are like a whole core.
Yeah.
I read some of that
Read
actually.
Absolute Batman and Absolute Green Lantern. Not Green Lantern, Green Arrow. That shit's dope.
Oh my god, yeah. They are such good books. But yeah, I think it's like, but also, I don't know. Right now I'm also just kind of going through a thing with...
Well, you don't even read Marvel. I think you picked up more DC.
I have been, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I am swinging back toward like reading more DC, but we don't have time to unpack
No,
my
we don't.
shit.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean
unpack
we should
this.
like introduce the movies.
You're right.
It's X-Men Origins Wolverine versus the Wolverine.
I know we don't want to get too off topic here, but like I do think this is pretty on topic because you often do ask about experiences. We even did it last time with Dumb and Dumber, and that is like the Wolf. It doesn't even have to be the comics. So you can mention the comics if you want. X-Men. What is your experience with that series? Mine. I'll go first because it's very simple. I saw Logan. I enjoyed Logan. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. There's parts of it that I like, but overall I did not enjoy that one.
The action in that is really good, but otherwise I didn't really like it.
It is good. It's good action. I just I thought the jokes in the first two really landed. In the third one,
there's so much like overly edgy. It's like you're trying too hard. You're fucking trying too hard.
I did really laugh hard at the the Flame, though, the Human Torch.
I love you, Olivia, but you do
Flame
not
one.
have to be polite on this show.
Oh, okay.
You do not.
have to be
You-
polite.
You do
Okay,
not.
I'm being polite. No,
Be
yeah.
fucking mean
No.
as hell.
Then I
Yo,
disagree.
fuck everyone who made these movies.
It's like, I don't know. I disagree. I think Deadpool and Wolverine was funny as hell. I think 2 was the boring one. If we're gonna talk
Oh,
about
I
jokes
liked
not
2.
landing. But
Fuck. Okay, that's all good.
anyway,
Well, I mean, to be fair, you don't like Cable, but also, like, I don't know, it's just the kid was kind of something that didn't really...
This down.
that's again. I'm packing.
I liked 2 because it like forced Deadpool to not just solve the problem with killing.
Okay. The only thing I think that was worth it out of that was the X-Force stuff.
The X-Force stuff was really funny.
Yeah,
I
but
like
I'm,
that.
I'm sorry. I'm there for the mindless violence. I'm there for it. And I'm not gonna lie, they had me sold when they dug up Logan when he dug up Logan in the beginning of the movie. So
I think the thing is, I like it a lot, but I like it for the wrong reasons. I like it as a nice send-off to those movies, because without them, they wouldn't be there. I love Blade being there.
I agree with
Oh,
you
yeah.
on that.
I also
agree
love
with you
how
on that.
Blade... I love the Blade thing of him saying that he's going to be the only one. 'cause he is.
That
Yeah.
was one of the few jokes I actually got a laugh at. It's like,
think
there's only one Blade and there's only gonna be one
The
Blade.
worst
Like,
part of Wolverine and Deadpool was the fact that we had the Deadpool fight. That was, I mean, yeah, it's like, why the fuck? We don't need the Deadpool core here. I get it, whatever.
yeah,
It's
I
just,
for that.
yeah, because they didn't even really, like,
Do
I don't know.
anything.
Yeah, it was all, yeah.
In my defense, and maybe it's like, this is what I'll say is my defense. Maybe the reason I didn't like the movie is because I really do not like Ryan Reynolds.
Damn, okay.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Because in the first two in the first two Deadpool movies, I thought his jokes did kind of land. In the third one, he got, I swear to God, in Detective Pikachu and Free Guys, so many of the movies I've seen him, and he gets on my last fucking nerves. And Deadpool was like the exception. And Deadpool and Wolverine, it was like, no, you're getting on my nerves in this one too. Maybe my tolerance for him got lower.
No. Let me explain this. No, Deadpool was the worst part of Deadpool and Wolverine. It was more fun. Logan being there was the fun part of it, but like Deadpool kind of sucked. I didn't like it. I'm sorry.
When we were watching these movies, I said I did legitimately respect Deadpool and Wolverine for giving the goddamn Wolverine costume though.
Well, yeah,
'Cause it looked good. It is bright and colorful, but you're right next to fucking Deadpool. It feels like the MCU has a little bit like. I enjoy a lot of the Sony movies too, but it feels like the X-Men movies were Sony, right?
yes.
No,
No, they're Fox.
They're Fox.
You're
Because
right,
Disney
you're right.
owns them now.
You're right.
Sony Spider-Man.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
It was so split up.
Well, it's because they were going bankrupt in the
90s.
Oh, it was
Well,
farther
it
than
was
that. It
earlier
was
than
the
that,
80s.
but yeah.
So they sold off a bunch of their rights, and then somewhere down the line they watched Spider-Man succeed, and they're like, oh, fuck.
Oh fuck.
Anyways, is that all you have for experience? Because I want to hear what Matt has.
Yeah.
I have read some of the X-Men comics, not a lot, but like just whatever they had at the library when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I remember the first X-Men movie. It was like I have vivid memories as a child of that being the first like major blockbuster I remember to just be advertised everywhere. I saw that thing advertised on like soda cans, and like you'd walk into the store and there'd be standees of it everywhere. They would be slapped on every package of everything. I also have like very vivid memory of Attack of the Clones being like that, but that was later.
See,
so
that's funny, because that was Star Wars Episode 3 for me. That was fucking everywhere.
That was. I remember even in the Nickelodeon, because I used to read Nickelodeon magazine, they had a whole issue where it's like every fucking page had some sort of influence for the new Star Wars movie.
I think with my experience...
I was gonna say, I really like the first X-Men movie. I rewatched it just before this, and I'm like, this is still pretty good. Like, it's got its hokey moments. It's not a perfect film by any means, but it's fun. It's very solid superhero movie.
But Matt,
I've seen everything like except Dark Phoenix, because I kind of refuse to acknowledge Dark Phoenix exists, because I just like that Logan conclusively ended a superhero franchise for once.
it really is for once. I guess Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But Dark Knight Rises is not a good movie.
I think Dark Knight Rises also kind of like tease at
Robin.
something.
Tease like a Robin movie.
Because like,
a little bit, yeah.
Because like, let's be honest, if they could, if Dark Knight the Dark Knight Rises made more money, I know it made like a fuck ton, but if it made like a ridiculous amount, we would have seen a Robin movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet you. Right.
I like First Class, or I remember liking First Class. I have not seen First Class in a while.
First Class was dope.
And that's like the only other one I liked. Oh, and Logan. Logan, of course.
Logan's really good.
The thing is, like, X-Men...
I haven't seen the others, and I still enjoyed Logan. I'm sure Logan's even better if you're a big fan of the movies.
Yeah.
X-Men 1 was sort of the start of this big superhero trend we're on now. You could point to Blade, and you could also point to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which were a little later.
Yeah, I was going to say, X-Men came out first.
X-Men was first, but, like, Spider-Man was much bigger.
Yeah,
but I think that's kind of the start of it, and what Logan did was sort of subvert everything that genre they had set up did, because it was very, like, violent, it was very mature, and it ended conclusively, you know? Mm-hmm. So I do really love Logan. Logan is maybe my third or fourth favorite Marvel movie, like, behind the Spider-Verse films and like, maybe Spider-Man 2. What about you guys? Talk.
You want to go first, Cass?
I think you know, but, you're the comic person here.
Fine. So my experience with X-Men is X-Men's been a franchise I've been, like, aware of for a long time, even if I wasn't, like, directly interacting with it. A friend of mine introduced me to X-Men a little bit when we were kids, when the movies first started coming out. But it took me a long time to circle back around. I ended up reading the comics for a few years, different ones, like, off and on. And I love the comics. X-Men is one of the Marvel properties I consistently will give a shit about. And then I did go back and watch a bunch of the X-Men movies. I've seen the original trilogy, and I've seen Logan and all the Deadpool movies. I will admit I have not seen... Oh, and I've seen the Wolverine movies we've seen today, but I haven't seen anything after that. Like, I haven't seen First Class, Age of Apocalypse, or Dark Phoenix at all. Like, I haven't seen that entire second batch.
Have you seen Days of Future Past?
Oh, Days of Future... No, I keep starting that one and then not finishing it.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Origins.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past and Apocalypse are kind of just mid. Like, they're not terrible, but they're not good either.
Yeah, it's like, I think for that one, I just wasn't interested. Like, I was like, this franchise has been quiet for so long. Why are you trying to do this? But, I don't know. It's like, but as a general rule of thumb, I really enjoy X-Men. Oh, I also really like, I've also played the Deadpool video game, and I always played as at least one X-Men character in Marvel vs. Capcom.
X-Men is just one of those things. My brother really liked it growing up, but I just looked at it for like 2 seconds. We're like, this is boring. I'm moving on. You know, like I was like that with so many comic book movies. Though Spider-Man was like the only one that ever like, well, movie. I swear to God, and I don't want to go on this tangent too long, especially since Cass needs to go still. But Spider-Man is like one of those characters where like when you guys hear how giddy I get over Sonic shit as a fucking adult. With Spider-Man, it's like anytime I'm watching a Spider-Man movie, I get back into. I'm reminded that I like that character just about as much as I like Sonic. But I just don't talk about it as much. Like, I always have to remind myself. Every time I'm no way... Far From Home was the only time I was ever bored during a Spider-Man movie. Like, I've always been, like, super excited watching those. Oh, man.
I saw both Amazing Spider-Man movies in theaters.
I didn't see either.
Because of my friend Kim.
I didn't see either.
And I did not like either of them.
I'm going to admit it. I have not seen the entire Raimi trilogy.
Oh, it's okay.
Ooh. No, yeah, I have. It's like, I know I should, like, go and watch them, but it's like, I've seen the first one, skipped 2, skipped 3, and I've seen both Amazing Spider-Man movies. I actually really like those movies. And I've seen the new set of them. I've seen, like, Spider-Verse. Love Spider-Verse.
It's amazing.
Spider-Verse is fantastic.
But
one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
The second one is, like, equal to the first one. I like them both, like... I think they both accomplish slightly different things, but I think both of them are kind of like equal in quality to me.
I like the first one a little more just because it's not like a part 1.
I like the second one better only because it tells everyone to shut the fuck up about Miles. All right? No, if you like Miles, you always hear, "No, you're not Spider-Man," and that is literally, you have to be confronted with, you are Miguel O'Hara if you're one of those people. You are confronted with that shit. Because he is constantly dogging Miles
I think
for not being properly Spider-Man, and I love that.
Across the Spider-Verse ever so slightly, and it's nothing to do with the movie, but the marketing, I was very well aware it was a part one. Apparently a lot of people weren't.
Yeah, no.
And I think that made it, and I don't know, and I don't, like, I think maybe I look into movies I'm excited for too much, and that's how I learned that, because apparently it wasn't a given to everyone. I thought it was, though. And I went into it, I think the ending of that movie is wonderful. It's really dark, it's really unsettling, but it's, oh my, and they bring the fucking Prowler theme back, and that was like that ending scene got me so hyped, and then I saw... And my only complaint with the second movie at all was killed them, because I was like, oh man, we're not going to acknowledge the guys from the first movie. And then when I saw the characters from the second movie and the first movie all together at the end with Spider-Gwen, I was just like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like, I
loved that a lot.
I was completely okay with them leaving them out of this movie now, because it's like, okay, like, now we kind of get to combine the two together for the next one. I'm completely at peace with that.
I could be
Who would win, Miles Prowler or Miles Per Hour?
Miles Prowler.
I think the thing that's
Tails is probably on his fucking tablet.
I think the funny thing about that movie is it has one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite, but also my favorite example of music telling you kind of where you're gonna go, with the song being "Ain't No Love in the City," right? For when Miles shows up, I fucking love that. It shows you how unfriendly the
But I also
is.
when the subtitle popped up, I'm like, that's not his universe, is it?
Do you remember in the theater, when it's when it was when you're you got home and I'm like, it's not his universe. It's not his. I'm in the theater grabbing her arm it's not his universe.
So here's the worst thing about this also is the reason why I think that I should be more mad than you guys are about it being a part 2, because I had a child that has to wait super long for this shit. And he keeps asking when it's coming out. And we always have to be like, well, dude, this is coming out when it's coming out.
You can't trust anything. Here's the thing. I get why that second movie took so long, and I get why the third one's taking so long. It's insane how much detail is in there. But it's also just you cannot trust them for a second with their release dates.
Because it also taught him patience, though, because he's still excited for it. My experience with X-Men, though, is, I don't know, I fucking love X-Men. The biggest thing is I read comics, and I think that a lot of the movies kind of sanitize what X-Men is, because
we're about to talk about one.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where you're X-Men is for the people that are oppressed. It's not for one specific group, but it's for the people that are oppressed.
To be fair, though, those for that first trilogy's really heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It opens on a scene of the Holocaust. Come on. And one of the few things I remember about the second one is, have you tried not being a mutant? A whole, fucking mutant coming out scene. Oh my god. That is so on the nose.
It is, but I think the thing is that, the biggest problem with those films is I don't think that, the biggest problem with X-Men, period, is people don't want to talk about those sides of it. They just want the snicks, the action, the lasers, the Omega beams, the Tamima X-Men. They want those moments, and and they might just have to be heavy-handed. I don't know, but I love X-Men a lot. I watch that stuff. I love the comics, and mainly the arcade is one of the things that I really like to do.
Okay. Well, now that we're 20 minutes in, let's get to the first movie.
Oh, also,
this is a record. This is a record of this episode.
Yeah, me and Olivia saw The Wolverine in theaters.
We did.
So, together.
To be fair, I think it's a good conversation.
Yeah, no.
This is a special episode of Holo Victories.
It's always longer when we have guests.
We have four of us and we're all in the room together. I feel like being over Discord, you almost are more hesitant to you're almost
it's okay, I'm gonna give you a minute to speak, but you're here, I know when you're gonna speak. Let's talk about X-Men Origins Wolverine. I didn't ask, did you want to introduce the Wolverine?
Yeah, that's fine if you
okay.
me if you want to do that.
Thank you, Olivia.
Yeah, I got you, Michael.
I'm not gonna be good at introducing any of these.
X-Men Origins Wolverine opens on James Logan as a child murdering his father?
Papa.
No,
no,
not his father. No, it's some guy who's fucking with his father. It's the guy who's
No, it's implied that was his birth father. That guy was with his mother before,
she took I'm assuming took James to be with who he thought was his dad. So him in this universe, him and Sabretooth are legitimately half-brothers or brothers.
Yeah, and then he and Sabretooth run away, and we see them through the years, like, joining the Civil War, and, of course, World War I and World War II, before we get to them in the Vietnam War, where Sabretooth does some stuff he really should not have, and Logan comes in to defend him, and both of them get sentenced to execution by firing squad, but because they have healing factors and can't be killed, they just kind of get through it. So they are conscripted by Colonel Stryker into a new force of special, like, mostly it is mutants. Not all. Wade Wilson is in there, and I don't think he's a mutant. He is just like a super good assassin. Also, one of them...
He kind of becomes one at the end, but...
I mean, he does, but...
That's what we call in the comic things a mutate.
Yep.
And, but he's searching for this precious metal out in Africa, and is gonna execute, like, a whole tribe of people, and Logan's like, oh, this is not what I signed up for, I'm out of here. So, and then we cut to, like, 10 years later, and... someone, it's very clear. I don't even think it's a secret that it's Sabretooth. I think from the start we know that it's Sabretooth is going around killing former members of that team.
The X-Force is what they went for?
I think that's what they're trying to imply.
Well, because it's the X-Force. Yeah, because Ghost is on it, and that's just
Wraith.
X-Force. Yeah, Wraith. Sorry, isn't it Ghost?
Wraith.
Wraith.
They call him Wraith in the movie anyway.
Okay.
So he's going around killing all the members of the former members of the X-Force. He comes for Logan, kills Logan's wife that he's with, or at least seemingly kills his wife.
Sorry.
That's okay. The problem with, like, all having this all-in-one recordings, I can't cut out the, like, burps and, like, weird other noises. He kills or seemingly kills Logan's girlfriend. So now Logan's on a mission to, like, find the guy. Stryker's kind of coming back, like, hey, we've got this thing we want you to do. So Stryker gives Wolverine his adamantium bones, but then he's like, oh, wipe his memory. But Logan hears him say, wipe his memory, and he doesn't want to lose his memories of his wife. So he goes berserker and, like, escapes, and is now hunting down the guy who's killing all of his ex-team members, who it turns out is also working for Stryker. And Stryker has this whole crazy plan where he's, like, capturing mutants and stealing their powers and putting them all into this one person. The Deadpool, he calls it, even though it is blatantly not Deadpool.
Great Deadpoolio.
I am Deadpoolio. He has a shirt over his head.
Captain Deadpool.
That would have been a way better costume.
What did you guys think of X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Normally, I would let the guests go first, but can I start just because I feel like I don't have a lot to say?
Go on.
Because I feel like, here's the thing, I'm coming into this as an X-Men virgin minus Logan, which took place after both of these movies. And what I can say is just a movie enjoyer, someone who doesn't really know these characters that well, can't really comment on what it's doing well with the comics or the characters. It is stupid. It is poorly made in a lot of areas. It is corny. But pacing, not bad at all. It is pretty entertaining to watch throughout as I don't know if I want to go as far as to say so bad it's good, because I wouldn't, like, in terms of, like, good, bad movies, I don't know if I recommend this one.
It definitely has its down moments.
But I didn't really mind watching it. Like, we've watched so many movies for Hall of Victories. This one's, like, right down the middle for me of that list, because it's, like, I did enjoy some of the dumb fun with it. I did enjoy some of the fights, and of it's not because it's, like, genuinely good action. All of it's because it's like stupid action. It's just like there's some really goofy shots in the action scenes. There's some really piss poor work in the movie too, though. Like, I can't call the like filming and editing and special effects that company, because there's literally shots where they're CGing the spikes out of his hands, and they're zooming in on claws. And they're zooming in on it, and they're moving around like they're so proud of it, and it looks like shit, and it's like, it's metal. How does Toy Story in 1995 had more convincing metal with the spoon shot than you do in this movie?
What's even funnier than that, actually, is that I bet you the Spirit Halloween claws looked better.
The effects in this are like maybe even worse than the movie from 2000. Right? This is 9 years later. 2009 was like the peak of CG. That's when we were getting like the Pirates of the Caribbean and Avatar and Where the Wild Things Are, which are all movies with like some of the best CG I've ever seen, and it looks like shit in this movie.
Yeah, it really looks terrible, and I feel like it's so curious, because you watch this movie and you almost feel like, oh, well, this is when X-Men was really taking off. They weren't going to make them anymore. There's a better looking movie in 2013 that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, but
it's like, the thing I'll say about this movie, though, not boring. I don't think it's boring, but it's not...
It has its down moments. I don't think it's, like, the funniest bad movie, but, like, it's pretty funny. It's pretty entertaining.
I agree.
What do you guys think?
What do you think?
See, my problem is I think it's boring, but that's also because, like, I'm going to be a huge-ass bitch here. If you're an X-Men fan and you've dealt with Wolverine from the comics to now, and if you watch these movies, you will understand where I'm coming from. I want to see him stab people. I want to see him fuck up people. In this movie, yeah, he fought cars, sure, cool. I just want to see him fuck people up. He has claws. He's the best at what he does, and what is that? I guess flip over cars or shit. I don't know. It's like the TMNT movie, the Michael Bay one, where they're like, oh, hey, here's the Foot Clan. Yeah, just make them fucking ninjas, actually, please. Like, I want to see them fight them more often, or I want to see them fight a proper Shredder. I want to see Logan fuck people up with his claws. And this movie just played a lot of the, like, oh, let's punch vehicles, or let's not actually use your claws.
I do feel like the Wolverine gave me more Michael Bay TMNT vibes.
For sure. Oh, yeah. All I'm saying is that I guess the thing is, yeah, it's over-the-top action, but, like, I don't know. If you're going to give me over-the-top action, give me a Sentinel or a giant robot. I don't really care about him fucking up vehicles. Mm-hmm. And every time, also the fight scenes, just, I don't know. I like more intimate fight scenes with characters, and I just didn't get that in this one. So it was a little bit more boring for me to...
That's fair.
Sit and watch it, because it just didn't feel like they choreographed much. Because, I mean, heck, actually, fucking any time, it was almost ridiculous how many times they had, what's his name, Sabretooth.
Sabretooth. He fought Sabretooth 3 times in this movie.
Sabretooth is like watching like a cat fly at a couch, practically, you know? Like, it was ridiculous and weird, and it might have been fun, but I was also like,
I feel like they did the exact same shot of him running at Sabretooth twice.
They might have. I don't know.
I don't know. I just wasn't feeling the action for me. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it.
I think, like, my issue with this is... my issue with this movie is that it just felt like everything felt, like, really contrived. Where it's like, oh, we need a reason for this to happen. Oh, we're gonna do this. And it's one of those things of, like, in a lot of it, it's like, you could have really taken, like, a slightly easier way to do this. Because it's like, we kept commenting, I'm like, oh, he just said he wasn't going to do that, and what does he do? He goes and does it. He just didn't, he said, don't call the blob fat. What is he going to do? He's going to call him a fat ass to his face.
About that
It's like, whoa, we need a reason to hurt Logan in this moment? Let's reveal this bullshit betrayal subplot with his wife, or his girlfriend. It's like this whole... It's just like everything is like, you really didn't have to do that, because it's like, especially like because it's like, obviously this is the early 2000s, this is when comics
late 2000s.
Yeah, the late 2000s. For as much as this movie kind of gives a shit about the comics, and it does that thing where, hang on, it does that thing like in like when early comic movies where it kind of like pays attention, but then it does its own thing, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. I will not forgive this movie for how it did Deadpool.
It suffers from that.
It's so incredibly stupid.
It feels like so often they're like, I'm fine with an adaptation doing its own thing, don't get me wrong, but it strays like way too far from like the source material. Deadpool especially, it's like, okay, surely there is another X-Men villain that is an amalgamation of all their powers that you could have thrown in here.
Hell, hell, be honest, right? Deadpool started out as a villain in X-Force,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't have been hard.
And the thing that I hate the most about this Deadpool is that not just the amalgamation, it's like, just give him a goddamn costume.
That's
Don't
actually-
do the sword thing,
The sword thing is the thing that bothers me. I'm like, why do you think that would look cool? Like, why did you think this was on paper? Why did you think him pulling a sword out of his goddamn hand like Wolverine was a good idea?
Then they have the balls to put the diamond things on his eyes when he shoots lasers that Deadpool's never done.
Yeah.
I will give it to you. Deadpool has teleported before.
Yeah.
Deadpool has a healing factor.
Yeah.
I'll give him the swords. They didn't have to give him the laser eyes.
Also,
what the
he
fuck
was
is that?
Also, he was not annoying enough for them to like shit on him as hard as they did, and then seal his mouth shut.
We just don't get enough time with him to establish that he's like an annoying loud mouth.
It's like one scene, and I actually didn't mind him. Like earlier in the movie, like I talked about how much Ryan Reynolds annoys me. He didn't annoy me in this.
He
one.
didn't get a chance to be annoying.
It was just a little bit of like banter, you know. It's like it was fine. That's fine comic book banter.
Honestly,
his scene where at the beginning of the movie, it's like it's not like outstanding, but it was fine.
Have you guys seen Blade Trinity?
No.
He's in that, and he is trying so hard to be Deadpool.
Yeah.
He's like, he is in full, please let me be Deadpool mode. I almost wanted, because I feel like they only called that character Deadpool because Deadpool was popular.
At that point.
And maybe even Ryan Reynolds was like begging them to do a movie with Deadpool,
We
and
do
they're like,
know that,
fuck it.
we do know that Ryan Reynolds has been gunning for
Deadpool
Deadpool forever.
Yeah,
So maybe
even I knew
maybe
that.
that's what it was.
Which one? In hold on. In Blade he was trying to be Deadpool, or in this one?
In Blade Trinity, he was trying to be Deadpool.
yeah.
In this movie,
Yeah.
he was
Well, the
Deadpool,
thing
but it
is,
wasn't
like-
That's like the
wasn't
big
satisfying.
thing. That's the big thing everyone remembers is how bad the Deadpool was. And like the biggest thing to me, this character's nickname is the Merc with a mouth.
Yeah.
And they took away his mouth.
The thing about Deadpool is that he only got popular after the movie, though. Like, people were like, oh, this character sucks a lot, and then, like, for some reason there was a boost in him. He was obscure for the longest fucking time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. I watched this film for the first time because I heard Deadpool was in it. I'm like, oh, I got to see the movie with Deadpool in it, and I was so disappointed.
I think that was a lot of people's reaction. Because here's the thing, I want to point this out, and this is not credit to this movie, but this is there are movies that we've covered on the show that are like Hall of Fame bad, like Avatar, The Last Airbender, the animation in Rhapsody Street Kids, the Rappin' Dog in the Titanic movie. That Deadpool scene is in the Hall of Fame of bad movies. Like when you hear people talk, the Deadpool movies make a joke about that scene, and they also made a joke about Green Lantern in the second movie in the post credits. It is like this is a pretty famous bad scene, so I think with this being a bad movie podcast, it's worth just at least acknowledging that it is a famously bad scene.
There's a very brief Blade Trinity joke in the first Deadpool.
Yeah, there is, isn't there?
Hey, like, Weasel is just like, yeah, enjoy your viewing, or enjoy your screening of Blade Trinity.
I'm just going to point out, first off, I don't think that Green Lantern was that bad.
I don't think Green Lantern was that bad
No,
either.
people
I haven't
people
seen
shit
it.
on
I mean, it
way
wasn't
too
good
hard.
either.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
good
good either.
but it doesn't deserve the crap it gets.
No,
It's not anywhere near the worst comic book
Not even
movie.
No, not even close. And
It's not even the second worst comic book movie
no.
that
Oh, God,
that
no.
Ryan Reynolds is in.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's this and there's Blade Trinity. I would put both of those below Green Lantern.
but I just-
Yeah, Blade Trinity. Blade Trinity. I've seen it, she hasn't.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I do need to watch it. But the big thing I think this is because it's normally, like I said, we've seen some pretty horrible things in early comic book movies. It's just, this one is just, I think the thing about this one is it's just so mind-bogglingly stupid.
It is stupid.
Deadpool's the big one. I do also want to talk about the Blob and how they've done the Blob in this movie. Because it's not that's not good either.
It's not even like funny. He is no big fat, so let's not put that out there.
Like, first off, his name's not even the Blob. Wolverine calls him Bub, and he thinks he says Blob, which again, that's like what you're talking about, where it's so contrived. Like, and he already made a fat joke in that scene.
And when that got unacknowledged.
No, yeah.
He got acknowledged, but he didn't get angry about it, I think. I think he did acknowledge the joke. Go ahead, Olivia, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, no, here's one thing I think that's kind of funny. Because this, okay, so the thing is I did a video about X-Men Origins. This was supposed to be a whole fucking franchise.
And they killed it.
Yeah, and this movie single-handedly killed it. Do you guys think that, like, do you guys either A, do you think that they didn't put like the work into it, or do you think they genuinely believe like, yeah, this is gonna make a franchise right here? Because they were planning a Gambit movie, a Magneto movie, a Mystique movie. They had plans.
It feels like the end of the franchise where it's like, we're gonna try another one, we're not gonna give you the funds for it.
Yeah.
That's what's so weird about it, because then again, like I mentioned, Wolverine came out after this, and it's like, I don't, it looks better than this. Like, in the CG look, in this, I agree with, I don't agree with Matt because I haven't seen the first movie, but I believe, Matt, that the CG in the first movie is probably better than the CG in this movie because of how shitty it looks.
It's pretty close.
I think my argument, and I said this, already made this point, but I genuinely mean this. Maybe if someone wants to tell me I'm an idiot for thinking this, go ahead, but I genuinely think the spoon in Toy Story looks better than the metal claws
No, you're absolutely
in this
correct.
movie.
You're
looks,
so right.
Genuinely, I believe that.
I think the thing also is that, like, it makes sense that they were going to bank on it even if they didn't put effort in it, because, like, comic book characters change over time of popularity, but it was probably Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine, so they probably went, like, yeah, we can just make a fucking movie. He was popular in the other movies. Yeah, we don't have to put too much effort in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I
don't
because
think
I
effort in, like, a
said
bad way. I mean, like, it's like they were just like, people will take it. People will take this.
I said First Class is one of the ones I liked, so maybe I'm glad this killed the Origins franchise.
No,
The thing is that-
understandably.
well, that's the thing, though,
since like X-Men Origins Magneto mostly became First Class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know, man.
Anything else you want to say, at least on that? Because I think he's gonna go through the actors. Is that what you do?
Yeah, we'll talk about cast.
I think
It is worth mentioning that like this has been completely retconned out of the X-Men universe, in part by the Deadpool movie. Like, there's no way the Deadpool movies and this can coexist.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think actually this was. I think they made it pretty clear. Like after, I think it was Days of Future Past, that this was part of the universe that got deleted or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
To be fair,
but-
Deadpool did.
There was a
Yeah.
scene in
Oh,
Deadpool
yeah.
2 where he goes back and kills the Deadpool in this movie. So you could kind of make the argument that because Deadpool is a character with like medium awareness, that he just like willed himself back into this universe correctly.
That would be actually really funny. But
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about cast.
I am gonna give this movie a little bit of credit on one thing.
Yeah.
I do give it credit that it did try to like bring in a bunch of obscure mutant characters or just other mutants. Kayla Silverfox, Wolverine's love interest, is actually a character from the comics. She is a mutant. She's not a very well one, and she's actually usually associated with Hydra. But I had to look that up, and I found that to be interesting. The fact like they included like Wraith and the Blob and like
Yeah.
But a lot of them I feel like didn't get proper treatment.
no.
Some of them I'll let say. Gambit I actually thought they did pretty well with.
Yeah, Gambit wasn't horrible, you know.
He's probably the closest. I like the electricity guy. I forget his name.
I know his actor. and
It's
like, yeah.
Pippin from Lord of the Rings.
That's right.
It is Pippin, right, and not Mary. Dominique Monaghan. I don't know if I can pronounce that. Monaghan.
Monaghan.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, he was Mary. My mistake. I can't keep them apart.
Lord of the Rings people are coming for you, Matt.
Yeah, that's hobby racist, dude.
That's my own partner there. So I was gonna say like the thing I remember about this movie way more than like most of the movie. 'Cause I completely forgot Logan's love interest in this movie. I forgot she even fucking existed. What I remember way more than this movie is the honest trailers for this movie. My friends and I quoted it a lot because it's the one where they call Hugh Jackman Huge Jacked Man, and I still say that to this day. And I also remember them calling Will.I.Am William.
Oh man, I gotta say, like, as far as like the performances go, I don't know. I don't feel like anyone's really underperforming, but I don't feel like anyone's really gonna be taking home any awards either.
I mean, that's
Isn't
pretty
that the point of the
standard.
show, honey?
Yeah,
That's
there-
pretty standard for a comic book movie,
There's
though.
no one outstanding in this. I will say I do actually really like Hugh Jackman. Every time I see him,
Hugh Jackman's great as Wolverine.
every
He's-
time I see him in a movie, it feels like he's given his all. We had a whole talk about Greatest Showman. I think the night we arrived,
Yeah.
while we were watching the Wolverine.
trying to, we should say.
Yeah, that one took. Well, how about we'll get to how long
Yeah.
that took when we make it to it.
Yes.
No, yeah. I will also give I'll give the guy who plays Sabretooth credit.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, he at least looks like he's having a great time.
He wasn't that bad.
No, he wasn't that bad, and I gotta say,
okay.
he's got decent chemistry with Hugh Jackman. He's
Yeah.
got
The guy who played it too?
Sabretooth.
You're just saying that because you thought he was cool when you met him.
He is a nice man, okay? But it's
Oh, you met him?
I did meet him.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, years ago at a cosplay contest.
He's pretty. He
is really fucking tall, though, for real life.
I actually thought he was. I didn't think he was bad in this. Actually, I'll go. Yeah, I'll say that.
I just will say, like, I do think like the whole effect of Sabretooth running is still really goofy, but that's you just can't avoid that.
Can I be honest though? Like, I don't think any of the performances in either of these movies were like. There's no one I'm pointing to and said, "Oh, you saved the movie for me." But there's also no one I'm pointing to and say, "Oh, you did bad." Like
that's so true though for either of them.
It's so acceptable. Like I don't think the actors are like. I don't think they have anything to do with the problems with these movies.
No, yeah.
And I just watched Dumb and Dumber movies, and there actually are actors where like they did. Some of them did affect.
Well,
the
that's why I bring
quality
it
of the
up.
movie.
Yeah.
I love how you said you don't have much to say about this movie, but yet here we still are.
Hugh Jackman, Liev Schreiber, Danny Huston as Colonel Stryker.
Do we have any returning people, like any people that have come back on the show?
Well, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman technically will be in his two.
Hugh Jackman is in both of these movies. Ryan Reynolds previously appeared very briefly in A Million Ways to Die in the West before he just got shot. But I guess he just likes the joke of like a celebrity showing up and for 2 seconds and then dying, because he did that with Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2. Ryan Reynolds will probably be back. Will.I.am, yeah.
Who didn't like green eggs and ham. He played John Wraith.
Yeah. He's not bad. He's not in a lot of movies.
Who, Will.I.am?
Yeah, William.
I think Will.I.am is just the king of, like, one of the celebrity kings of side quests. Because I remember one of my friends was at a robotics contest, and, like, they're like, "Oh, yeah, Will.I.am, like, hung out with our team." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, he loves technology." And I'm like, What do you mean this man loves technology?
We do have a pretty major returning actor, because the guy who played Gambit, Taylor Kitsch, is John Carter. From John Carter.
Oh, shit.
He's also in that fuck-ass Battleship movie.
Did you guys do Battleship?
No, but I did it for Wheel Reviews.
Okay.
He's the main character in that movie.
What character did he play?
He was Gambit in this one.
Oh.
In this movie, he's Gambit. And John Carter, he's John Carter. Who else we got? Kevin Durand as wait, who was he? Hold on. Kevin Durand as Fred Dukes.
Oh, that's the Blob.
The Blob.
I am the Blob.
I kind of like the practical effects on him, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
the CG sucks. The practical effects in this are pretty good. Put more people in fucking suits, for the love of God.
Right.
Oh yeah, please use more practical effects when you can. Please.
They're actually there.
We act
Stop
like
being
we
cheap.
didn't. We act like we
Didn't
relied
use a lot
too
of
hard
CGI.
on that.
But
Well,
we
you know what? You know what? Lynn Collins
There was
is
a lot of trying to correct that there from both of us.
Yeah. Too bad. And somehow we were still wrong.
We tried to act like we didn't use a lot of CGI in X-Men Origins, but we used a lot of bad CGI in X-Men Origins.
There you go.
I could not find it, but there was a leaked like work print of this movie, and it's like a very interesting demonstration of how like if the effects work in like modern blockbusters, like effects heavy blockbusters like this, because there were shots that were like this was like 3 months before the film released. There were shots that were almost complete, and then there were shots that were just like a gray model bouncing around.
Oh wow.
So it's
I feel like we can look up on the Internet Archive for that, right?
okay, listen, like Fox and now Disney have been copyright striking the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Trying to scrub that shit from the
You can
earth.
find clips from it, but it's
They're gonna
kind of
hit
hard
us.
to find the full thing.
They're gonna hit us just for acknowledging it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Lynn Collins, his love interest in this movie, was also the love interest in John Carter. So there's another John Carter actor returning.
Fucking John
Think
Carter.
of sensing a pattern here.
Fucking John Carter.
Daniel Hinney as Agent Zero.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you
I
want
don't-
to move on to the next one?
Unfortunately, me and Olivia are kind of dead here. We do not keep up with actors.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about it. You know, as a guy, I often don't know the actors. I just I just remember the ones that we talked about before. That's it. I'm like, oh, that's what a lot of casting is nowadays. It's like, did they do a bad job or a good job, or is it like, oh, we recognize you, Clint Howard, my Clint Howard full of bees.
The director Gavin Hood, he has not done a lot of stuff. He did the first Ender's Game movie.
Can you direct something that we covered already?
No. He's one of those guys who made, like, one big indie film, and they're like, alright, you come to Hollywood and make stupid fucking blockbusters like X-Men Origins and Ender's Game for us. Yeah, let's move on to The Wolverine, because, like, this movie, like, fucked up so bad that just 4 years later, they're like, okay, we're trying again with a Wolverine movie. And I don't know, Olivia, you get into it and we'll talk about the results of that.
Alright. The Wolverine has to do with Wolverine repaying a visit to a man whose life he saved during Hiroshima in the 1940s. In the 40s, during the end of the war at Nagasaki, it's like Logan saved the life of a man and they preventing him from being taken out by the atom bomb. This man, Yoshida, became a wealthy owner of a company and got to go on and live his life. Now he's dying and asks for Wolverine to come back and visit him. Turns out this is actually an elaborate plot for Yoshida to try to steal Logan's healing factor, along with the help of the villain Viper and a young man named Haruda, who is apparently the leader of a ninja clan. In the meanwhile, while this is all going on, Yoshida's granddaughter Mariko has been selected as his heir to his family fortune. This makes Mariko one of the most powerful people in Japan, and now she is suddenly being hunted. So Logan ends up going on this journey across Japan trying to protect her, while trying to figure out what the hell is happening to his healing factor. So along the way, they fall in love, of course, and we see this whole plot come together with Yoshida trying to kill Logan and steal his healing factory. Well, his healing factory. Wow, his healing factor, so that he can live forever.
I mean, Logan is kind of a healing factory, isn't he? Because he's constantly healing.
Technically, yes. Is that a decent explanation of this?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's way more. You said it better than the movie did, though.
I think you did. No, I think genuinely you did.
You did a way better job at explaining it than the movie did, because the movie dragged its ass on that one.
My thoughts on this movie?
boring.
I hate to be that dismissive, but it's just like...
It's a weird...
I liked one scene in the movie where they're fighting on top of the train. That was fun. It was shot in a fun way.
The train scene was, like, the best scene by far.
Here's the thing about this movie that I think is really interesting. I feel like me and Cass were talking about it. We think that the Wolverine Origins overdid everything. The Wolverine underdid everything.
Yeah.
Where
it's like eating a steak that's like basically a rock.
This is
versus a steak that was on the grill for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because here's the thing, this one pays attention to the comics more. It has a firmer footing in everything. It's telling a more cohesive story, but it's doing it in the most boring fucking way possible.
It's a well-made movie. Like
Yes.
the CG is decent. Ooh. The CG is decent. I might need some water.
The CG is good.
The CG is decent. The shots are really well made. It's the same director as Logan, so it's a really good looking movie. It does not completely fuck up characters like Origins did. It's got some characters from the comics, and I think you could probably comment on what they did with that better than I could.
I actually think it's equal on the fuck up, and it's equal on the fuck up at the conclusion. That's the thing that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is the final motherfucker in both movies are like, why did you get that wrong? Why did you choose to fuck them both up?
No, yeah, because this is the thing that's crazy, is because, so there's a very famous comic arc, which is just called The Wolverine, which was basically this arc, where
It also was contained in X-Men as well.
Yeah, it was contained in the X-Men books as well, where this book steals a lot from... Well, this movie steals a lot from that.
This movie acts like it didn't steal a lot from the book, but it stole a lot from the book.
That's one of our memes this weekend.
Yeah. But the whole the point of the book was it was Logan and Mariko met previously in the books, were in love. She suddenly breaks it off with him. She's married to another guy. He's trying to find out why. It turns out there's this whole conspiracy with her family basically not approving, and basically a lot of the images, like especially the shit with the ninjas at the end, a lot of that comes from, and a lot of Logan and Mariko's relationship comes from these comics. But
I just want to ask you this, Olivia. That's
Yes.
why I put my finger up while Olivia's talking. That's there's one shot of the movie that because there's a couple shots I like. The movie's competently filmed.
Yeah.
There's one shot I really liked of all these arrows and like wires, like not wires but ropes sticking out of Wolverine's back.
That's from
Is
the
that
comics,
direct shot from the
basically,
comic?
basically from the ending point where they suddenly start like she's being taken to the pagoda building, like that whole thing to the tower. That's all ripped from the comics. A lot of those shots were ripped from
That
it. A
makes
lot of the
sense.
conflict was ripped from it. The stuff with Viper and then the Silver Samurai, not ripped from it.
You know what's actually kind of funny is the new Spider-Man movie looks like they're going to play with the ninjas more than the fucking movie Wolverine did
Yeah.
with ninjas, which is crazy that Spider-Man's dealing with ninjas more than fucking
No, yeah.
Wolverine does, because the comic had a lot of fucking ninjas.
No, yeah, and this is also one of the things that I was complaining about to Cass with this movie is where in the first movie I don't really buy like Kayla and Logan's relationship that well. I'm just like, oh, okay, they're together, I guess. This one, the movie wants to force me to buy that they're in the relationship, and I see it, but it's very much in that Hollywood way of like, oh, they've hit point A, point B, point C, now they're in love.
100%.
But
The thing I hate the most about... Go on.
I didn't even think they were like a couple.
There's a
Like
it took me a minute to hit me that that's where they were going with it. There was a point where it's obvious, but
no,
like they do end up in a love hotel together, but like
no, it's like you can see that formula
what
of
is the
like
scene where it's implied they slept together for sure?
yeah,
No, they
no,
fucked.
they
Oh,
do,
they
they
fucked.
do, but no, that's the whole thing. Is this movie did not do any service to Mariko's character whatsoever.
And that's kind of the problem, is that if you played... The thing is, this movie, if you just played with her a little bit better, because I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make her be this character that's a little bit more reserved, and they could have had her come out to be more... I don't know exactly, but it feels like throughout this whole movie, whenever they talk, she looks like... It feels like they're talking to a wall. Where, like, for example, I could be like, Michael, that lamp over there is a lamp, and you know what? It's a lamp. And then you would rebut with something like, but that lamp means something to me. It's like, what you say does not fucking... Like, you talk about what we're talking
There's
about.
a lamp right over there.
They're
by the
talking
way,
past
Yeah, like, it seems like their conversation isn't... It feels so fucking scripted, but it's just like, you know, they're trying to, you know...
It's really
that's-
weird.
That's why it's so boring.
there's
Yeah, it's
so
just-
much dialogue in that. Like
like,
X-Men
everyone's
Origins, it
talking
was
to
a
a
shit.
wall.
It was a shitload of stupid action, but like, I'll take the stupid action. The dialogue in this movie, it's just like,
And that's the thing, is the biggest problem with this whole movie is that, like, just play with the Yakuza. Just make it a gangster film,
I
practically.
think that was the thing.
Because that's
is
what it
it
is.
was.
That's what the comic is.
Because
Like,
Mariko and the Yoshida family were Yakuza originally. So I don't know why they were like, oh, we have to make them this respectable family and have this whole thing, because that was the main point of the plot. That's why Mariko inheriting the whole empire was a big fucking deal.
That's also
I
why,
think that would be a
like-
way more interesting way to take it. Go
well,
ahead.
and that's why, like, the scene where he throws the guy off the pool makes sense, because that's some Yakuza shit right there. Like, it is... Altogether, there's a lot... Like, this movie could easily be more redeemed, and that's probably why I like this one a little bit more, is because, like, I see more of what the vision is with this one, where if you just did it better, it could have been.
I
It's
agree
not
with
even
you.
that much of a fix. You could have just made it more... Because, like, Wolverine, like, they
Well,
keep saying, like, oh, you're the monster. Show him. Show fucking people.
and I mean, it feels like we have that with the comic. Like, this is based on like a specific arc in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
loosely, but yeah.
We already have the better version of this.
Yeah. But, like, that isn't it, like, the point, though, is that if you're going to make... If it's going to be that close, why not just go all the way? Where the Wolverine
Right.
is like... Where Logan's like, man, you just... No.
We
You
tried
know?
to say that we didn't steal a lot from Old Man Logan, but we stole a lot from
What? No.
Old Man
Oh, no. It's
Logan.
actually better than... Logan's
No, it
way
is.
better
No,
than
Logan is. And, like, it's
Old
in
Man
this...
Logan is
No,
uncomfortable.
yeah. Well, no, that is also true. No, it takes about the same amount for both of these. For both of these movies.
Well, see, that's what I mean. Like, Logan is the better version of what
This
Wolverine... No, what Wolverine is. Where they decided to, like, change everything and make it better. That's another reason also probably why Origins is not the one I like that much.
No, yeah. It just is, like, to me, I think it's like, yes, I absolutely agree. This is boring. The colors are boring. The dialogue is boring. A lot of the action scenes could have been way more exciting.
They also didn't utilize that they were in Japan a lot.
They did not for as
Like
much.
the shots were nice, but it's like, man, maybe use more shit.
Not to mention the characters that were more interesting were kind of like sidelined.
Was there interesting characters?
I mean, I thought that it's like they tried to set up this whole dynamic with Yuki. Was it Yukiko? Is that her name? I keep forgetting her name.
No, that's not her. No, but yeah.
Yeah, with they keep trying
The
to.
girl with the red hair.
Yeah. They keep trying to set up her with this whole dynamic with her and Logan, but they just keep throwing it out the window.
She does
That's-
fucking nothing
No, I don't
in this
think we
movie.
said
What did
this.
you mention? It might have been you actually. You said
Yeah.
she keeps roping her way back
No,
into
I
the
love
movie.
how the movie is kind of trying to ignore her, but she keeps coming back.
She's the one who gets Logan to Japan, but after that, it's like you serve no purpose
She
here.
feels like she's forcing her way in the movie
Especially
constantly.
because there's supposed to be this whole like kind of low key mutant racism undercurrent. Because
Loki, he's not in this movie.
where like like the one like Mariko's dad, I can't even remember his name. He's all like, you and Logan are disgusting because you're mutants, and I'm like, okay, then why didn't you give her more time? Why didn't you? Because it just seems like you had an issue with her because you were an asshole. You know?
Can I also add that they fucked up the Silver Samurai? And honestly,
did.
I'm gonna be real with you. No one gives a fuck about the
Yeah,
Silver
no one
Samurai.
cares.
There are fans of the Silver Samurai, but like they pulled another Deadpool where it's like because see, Silver Samurai is just a samurai. His power is that he can imbue any weapon to cut through anything. He can count you with a pen. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's his ability. But then they're like, no, let's just make that a mech suit. Let's make that a mech suit and like
Give us
An
a bullshit.
adamantium
Yeah.
mech
And
suit.
a bullshit reveal that, surprise, it was Grandpa Yoshida there all along.
That's one of you said that was like such a Scooby-Doo reveal, and
It
I
was.
agree.
The way
It's
they
old
even
man Jenkins.
But also, like, who the fuck else was it gonna be?
right.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because, like, I think the thing about it is it's like with Deadpool, it's like, sure, yeah, whatever. At least, and I'll give that movie that, is at least Deadpool is at least a better reveal
also-
versus, like, a character that no one cares about. You didn't have to change
You know what?
that.
Also, fuck it. I'll throw one for you. Put the dad in the Silver Samurai.
Put the
on.
dad in
Put
there.
the
Dad
dad
in.
in there.
It feels
There you
like-
go.
There's another
Fix the
meme.
plot. Dad's bitter.
Well,
Mariko inherited
Exactly.
the
It
empire.
feels like the
Done.
what's his name? Aaron Sachs from, like, TMNT, where it's like, they
Yeah.
built him up to be the Shredder, and then some other dude.
Yeah, no, it's very Colonel Schrader at the end.
You know what? I if we ever do another live action Scooby Doo movie, I need it to be that level of like Scooby Doo revealing the back because it felt that way.
There
Even
is
the
gonna be
shot
another
felt.
one. There is because of the.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
The
I'm just saying we need
the
we
person from
need,
the new Five Nights movie is going to be in. I forget her
yeah.
name.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, isn't he?
He's been Shaggy
He's been
since
Shaggy
the
since-
original
yeah.
Shaggy
I'm not
died.
talking. The funny
since
funny
Casey
thing is,
Kasem
I'm not
died?
even talking about him. There's like an actor, a new
Oh,
actress
oh.
in the movie. It's Mackenzie something. I don't know her full name, but she was in. I haven't even seen FNAF 2, but she's apparently in FNAF 2.
Uh-huh.
And I just hear like I've seen so many articles.
Oh, okay.
Mackenzie
Okay.
Grace.
I don't know.
It might be Mackenzie Grace is going to be Daphne in the new movie, and I think like what's the girl who plays on that Addams Family show Wednesday? Who plays Wednesday? Jenna.
Jenna Ortega?
Jenna Ortega. Yeah.
I think she might be Velma. I could be wrong about
Either
that.
way, I want like the way that he holds up Logan and then the camera pans. It's like you expect the Scooby Gang to be like, "Old Man Jenkins."
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, let's see who's
Like-
under that mask.
Like it's Old Man Jenkins.
Old man
Holy fuck.
Yoshida.
Mackle Shadackle.
Old Man Yoshida.
I
Holy
just
shit,
want.
schools.
I just wanted to spook some people. What can I say? What was I gonna say? Okay, can I comment on one thing? This is like a couple conversations ago, but I think it's relevant because it's like in terms of the quality of the movie, using the set to its advantage. I'd say in a lot of cases they don't do it, but I think this movie is pretty competently filmed throughout.
Yeah.
And there's 4 different occasions I recall where I'm like, you really took advantage of it. Now, to be fair, this is a 2-hour-long movie. They should have more than 4 examples. But I have 4 that
Right.
really stood out to me. One is the snow scene, the snowy scene with the arrows. That looks pretty fucking good. Just like, even like not just that shot, the entire scene.
Yeah.
There's so many scenes where they're showing up the shot. I like the hotel scene. I'm a sucker for shit like this, to be fair. Like where they're in that Japanese hotel that has a theme, and then you see the circular window and all the
Yeah.
neon, like all the lights outside. That looks so cool to me. The train scene is one, because it is specifically like a Japanese like train.
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do feel like you could have shot that on like any train.
It did.
You could have.
I
but,
did-
Like,
I
the
did-
Speed
I did
is
feel
what
it, but-
comes from like. the Japanese bullet trains. Yeah,
and it even kind of reminds me of like other Japanese film or animes I've seen before, like a little bit of cyberpunk what you've been showing me, but also like movies like what's that one zombie movie called Last Train to Busan?
Yeah,
I got a little bit of that vibe from it. There was another one too that I'm like, it's the scene where the one woman, I forget her, she's kind of like the reptile woman.
That Viper,
Yeah, Viper, and she like the one guy's almost acting like a tough guy to him. Her like pushes her against the wall, and then she pushes him back up again. Like, all right, you bitch, you want to go there?
Yeah.
That scene had like a really nice background and setting for the scene. Like those are 4 scenes I think really took advantage of the
one more scene
environment.
that takes advantage of the environment, and that is also the coast side and Logan.
That's what I was gonna say when they're at the coast.
So
Yeah, it's like it's really pretty.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna give this one. I think actually to sum up what all you said, because you guys are all right. They do that, but I think one of the biggest feeling points is how goddamn boring the last confrontation is. It's concrete and steel.
It's like this
power.
This generic bottomless like
that
metal.
could have been in the last movie.
No, and the whole outside, because the exterior
it's
is
a
like
Japanese
a traditional
castle,
Japanese castle. Just go with the traditional Japanese castle.
It reminds me of Star Wars Episode 1 where they're fighting Darth Maul and there's like all the like levels.
What is this for?
At a point, I was
100%.
like, how deep is this tower? And then I'm like, okay, well, they are in a really big tower, but also, like, it doesn't look Japanese at all. It looks super generic.
Hey, Matt, is there a word for greebling, like, when when they add extra details on shit for, like, to make it look sci-fi? Is there, like, a word for that for, like, buildings, or would that just be greebling, you think?
I guess, yeah, probably.
I also love how in this movie that tower is so tall, but it's also like, damn well that's not up to code multiple times they're falling off shit, and you're like,
the thing like how they killed Viper with the elevator, that shouldn't have happened.
I also
act like our building is up to code, but our building is not up to code.
I also think the thing with that also that's stupid is there's a scene where Viper like cuts their face. It's like, why did you do that?
The whole thing of her shedding her skin.
You didn't need to
and I'm
do
like,
that.
I thought her mutation was the poison. I didn't think she was a literal snake lady.
Funny anecdote from this viewing, because we all watched it here.
It took so long.
One, we should point out the first night we had to stop because too many of us I fell asleep. Truthfully, if I sit awake,
we were all getting sleepy.
Everyone had fallen asleep except Olivia, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna finish this
I literally hit a point where this is the only time in the history of doing the show I did this. We were in the middle of watching it, and I got up, went over to my mattress and fell asleep. I was just like, in my head, I was just like, they can finish it. I'll watch it on my phone tomorrow. It's fine. I'll wake up in the morning early. I'll watch it. I was like, It is the first time I rejected a movie.
Michael, how horrible was it to like wake up and like find out, oh fuck, we gotta finish watching this the next time?
We did establish that like
early. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I didn't remember
the night before.
Because I was called out. Like I was called out before I went to sleep. I tried to do that, and I was like,
Hold on.
You were not the only one
You were
sleeping.
not the only one. Yeah, no, you weren't the only one.
Cass was asleep. Mitzi was also asleep, but Mitzi also fell asleep during Origins. So.
Mitzi wasn't like Mitzi was not like a Mitzi. I think if Mitzi was here, they would be welcome to make comments, But Mitzi wasn't like one of the guests. Mitzi had no obligation in this shit.
Yes.
The other thing is like the problem is I love how Olivia was the one that was watching it when she could have fallen asleep because we saw this shit in the theaters.
Yeah, we did. I don't remember. Here's the thing. I remember loving it in theaters.
I think that's the problem.
Which is like crazy.
Okay, I think that's the problem. Is sometimes I'm gonna say this. I think I know why we sat through it is because I hated Origins. You hated what you saw of Origins, and this was so much closer that we're like, fine, whatever. Because the only thing I remembered,
fuck it.
Yeah, the only thing I remembered is the Yakuza scene when the funeral. I remember that. I remembered the coast side, and I remembered the shot with the arrows, and then while I'm him throwing a guy off the thing. When I was watching it, I'm like, I don't remember that. Oh God, what? How long is this gonna take? I remember the movie feeling like an hour because all those scenes were worth it when we saw it in theaters. But rewatching it, it's like, oh fuck, this is slow.
Yeah, I think between the two of us, we had a decent patchwork because I remembered the Nagasaki bombing. I remembered.
Well, yeah, I remember the intro. Yeah,
that's all I remembered. All I remembered from this movie is that Hiroshima happens.
I also remember that Jean Grey was there too.
I forgot. Okay, I did forget Jean Grey was in this. I did remember the ending where Professor X shows up, because I'm like, wait a minute, you're dead. Are they gonna explain why you're alive again?
I love how
they never do.
I love how in both movies they got him wrong, right? Like, I think the movie just fucks it at the end in both, because he comes out walking and it's like, no, that didn't happen yet.
I guess Patrick Stewart is in both of these movies too.
Yeah.
Because he shows up at the very end of Origins and like takes the kids. But he is walking when first class establishes that he wouldn't be walking by like the 80s when this is happening.
Yeah, well, he was
because he got the wheelchair in the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay, it starts in.
Oh no, I'm talking about when he got his shot.
The movie starts in Vietnam, and then it's like 5-10 years later.
Yeah.
So 70s, 80s is when Origins takes place.
First
Class was the 60s because it specifically included the Cuban Missile Crisis.
When did start? Are you talking about the sequel to Origins, the one with Quicksilver? Because that was
no.
I'm trying to remember. One of them referenced Star Wars' existence. I think it was Empire Strikes Back, and that's the only reason why I know what time. You're talking about. I'm lost.
I'm not even gonna try to figure that out.
I don't know the timeline of these movies. I think the Wolverine got like retcon, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, it did. It did. I mean, to be fair, like, Last Stand kinda gets retconned, because, like, that one they're talking about, like, mutant power levels, and that's not a thing in any of the other movies.
Yeah.
They're trying to rip off my stupid H&M Bros episode.
Yeah.
Power levels. I created that.
Yeah.
Last Stand was, like, a pretty infamous one. People did not like that one.
No.
But also, like, the fact that Jean Grey dies in that movie is relevant to the Wolverine. So yeah, you want to talk about Jean Grey? Let's talk about Jean Grey.
I think
the magical fact that like you know she's going to always die no matter what it is. Like I love that.
Well, no, in this she's just like
she's dead.
She's like a guilt ghost.
I think we fully have to acknowledge that she's like a manifestation at this point of Logan's own psychosis, because he and Jean were never together like that.
Especially not in the movies.
Yeah, she was with Scott the whole time. So him having this fantasy of her is like really weird, you know? Because it's like, yeah, we get it. He was attracted to her, but man, he's just kind of being a little gross and a little creepy, too, you know?
You gonna tell me to stay away from your girl? If I had to, she wouldn't be my girl.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Case closed. Bam.
I'll say this much because if we're moving in the direction of cast,
let's go for it.
I do think this movie has a better cast than the previous one, and I don't think the actors are given that much to work with, because I think the script is really dull. But it's also like I think every single one of these actors could work in the role they're doing. You know,
yeah.
I think that I don't mind any of the performances, and I will also say aesthetically, I think they stand out more in this movie than they did in the last. I think that the girl with the red hair, she makes a stronger impact. The Viper lady, she makes a stronger impression. I think these are all people who, both with their performance and their appearance, make a bigger impact than anyone from the Origins movie we talked about.
I also think that like the interpersonal dynamics are really well done. You can really pick up on like Mariko's relationship with Harada. You can pick up on Mariko's relationship with her dad. You can pick definitely like her and the girl with the red hair whose name keeps escaping me. You get what's going on there. You get that these pre-established dynamics are there and they're believable. It's just like when you drag and drop Logan into it where it starts getting funny. Even though like he's doing well, he's just it's Hugh Jackman doing Hugh Jackman shit.
And I think Hugh Jackman is equally good in this as he was in the last. I think he works what's given to him, and I do really like him. Hugh Jackman, good actor. Like I mean, even because we talk about this is probably the second time I'm bringing it up now. Greatest Showman. We were talking about while watching this movie. I think that we started talking about that, and we'll talk about it more in the next movie. I think he's great in The Greatest Showman. I think he's great in this. I think he's great in Logan. I think
there's a reason why we still like him as Wolverine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think he's someone who tries, even when the movie doesn't deserve it.
I do think they should let him retire from Wolverine, but
until you're 80.
You know what I also love is that
it's time to give him newer, different roles.
What I also love in both movies is that Wolverine is openly fucking like culturally insensitive. Because, they're telling, a native story, and he goes, oh, yeah, Cuckoo Kachu went blue. And then, and then in the Japanese one, he constantly keeps putting the fucking chopsticks in the wrong way, even though she openly goes, yeah, no, that's bad, stop. And I love how that fucking...
No, yeah.
Because, either they cut it wrong, or he just decided to put it back.
which is a funny mistake. But either way, like, and I will give it this. Yes, Logan in the comics is coarse and like kind of like an asshole, but he's at least like somewhat culturally like tolerable, especially when it comes to Japan. In the comics, he's very like he tries at least.
Yeah.
Oh, also, can I bring up something else about this? Just kind of vaguely about both movies.
Sure.
I should have said this in the first one. I love how you can Wolverine. The first one, you can clearly tell where the copyright existed for this one, because they're like, oh yeah, adamantium is like it's in the dirt, and it's like, no, that's vibranium too. Same thing with like Stryker. It's like, what do you mean you're here, right? And this one also kind of, I think, plays with that too. That might be why a lot of mutants aren't in this one.
Yeah.
Or like a lot of Japanese characters that could have shown up didn't.
Yeah.
I just want to say this because because I know Hugh Jackman is watching. He's listening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He constantly leaves comments on.
Yeah,
Matt's
big
channel.
fan of Hall of Victories. Hugh Jackman.
I think his username is not JPEG.
And then when he sees Matt in person, he just like straight up kisses him on the mouth, you know.
But he watches his channel. Hugh, I think that like you're a great talent. Remember, Jonathan Banks didn't do his best character until he was an old man as Mike Ehrmantraut, and I think you are like not at old man territory yet. So not only do I think you could potentially have your best performance still coming, but you still get to enjoy some years of not being an old man.
Let's
not
do Logan ever again.
That's like that's a great stance. Maybe it's time to let Wolverine go.
Michael, you know what's really
Okay,
weird?
I don't think that. Like, he's gonna keep coming back as long as there's a paycheck in it, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's the studios going, oh, well, we gotta have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
But Hugh Jackman doesn't like money. He doesn't do it for money. He doesn't care about money.
He's in it for the art. That's why he made these movies.
He did The Greatest Showman. He doesn't care about money.
Doesn't even like it.
I don't need money. I don't even like it. I just want to throw it away. We'll play that for you sometime. Maybe tonight. We'll see what we have time for.
I think the thing that's really interesting about like this and how you're not into X-Men is the fact that X-Men and Sonic actually have a very loud overlap with what's his name? Donut Lord?
Really?
Yeah. He's Cyclops.
He's Cyclops.
Oh, you know what? Was he Cyclops in one of these?
In the classics, he's the original Cyclops.
Yeah.
So in like the original.
We didn't even mention that Cyclops is like a part of Origins.
No, we didn't.
Because he's introduced so awkwardly, just out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere, there's like a 2-minute scene of him getting detention.
Yeah, they Bart Simpsoned him actually.
Yeah, they Bart Simpsoned him to show that like, oh yeah, they're stealing mutant kids, you know.
But like, I always like, I don't know. I guess you might not be one of those people that's like, oh yeah, well I like that guy in Sonic. Let me look into that. But like, you know, it's funny that like Sonic's caretaker's just Scott.
full canon.
Thanks to that, I've heard a lot of people jokingly be like, oh, since he's back in Doomsday, that means Sonic's gonna be there.
Crossover.
Or like one thing that you said that was funny is just like when Robotnik like showed up in the movie, you're like, why didn't you just use your laser eyes? Anyways,
fucking James Marsden.
Anyways, we talk about the cast for this one.
Honestly, the Sonic movies have kind of brought me back around on James Marsden. Like I don't think he's a great actor, but he's fine in Sonic.
He's
He's good as Cyclops. I like him as Cyclops.
Yeah.
I don't think he's kind of a born actor, but he's also just like he can get the job done.
Yeah. I don't know, do we want to talk about like anyone specific in this movie?
I don't think so. I think it's like this is probably like pretty generally like we said, it's a decent cast. No one's bringing it down.
I enjoy the actors in this. I just think that
I feel like if I knew more about them, I would be able to say more, but that's about it.
I will point out Harada's actor, Will Yun Lee, because I looked to see what I've seen him in. He was in Total Recall, so this is a return for him. The Total Recall remake. He was also in Rampage, Elektra, which is probably the worst Marvel movie.
Oh shit.
And King of Fighters.
Oh shit!
Is King of Fighters gonna be okay. I was gonna ask if King of Fighters is gonna be on here, but it probably will be.
Probably.
Put my mom in King of Fighters.
We did it. Ding, ding, ding. Every reference.
That was the 2 references. This
Put my
trip.
mom on the show.
Put my mom
Put
in
my
the
mom
put
in.
my mom in the game sack, right? The other one is
Are we gonna break down every reference we did this week?
what is the other one? Now I'm really tired
we
and drunk.
act like we didn't take a lot from The Simpsons, but we took a lot from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
We keep referencing those.
Now you know the
that
reference.
one's just funny as fuck because that took me off guard the first time.
It's just
Peter did
it's
it.
so
Yeah.
it's delivered so well. That's why
Really is.
It's
Well,
like
it's
because
also
everybody
like-
has had that moment where they have either they are the person or their friend is the person who's in bed and like just admits to something while they're lying down drunk and they
But,
say
like-
it just like that.
Well, the thing that makes it great, right, is that it's in fucking Family Guy, and like and for a long time they really kind of denied it. So it was so funny when you just watch that out of like you
They,
watch
they
it
didn't
straight
just
up.
deny it, but their jokes were centered on how The Simpsons isn't even funny anymore.
Right, so
Like-
it was like a smack in the face when he did it.
I'm looking at the cast, and the red-haired girl, it's got
What's her
her
name?
name Yukio. The character is named Pinkie Pie?
What?
Really?
That's what it says here?
Oh boy.
Pinkie Pie?
My Little
That no fucking way.
No, you're on the My Little Pony movie
did
letterbox.
Wolverine did Logan call her that at any point in
I
the
don't
movie?
think so.
I don't
I
remember
don't think
that
so.
shit.
To be fair, it took a long time for us to watch this movie.
That's so fair.
completely.
I guess on that note, like,
We act
where do
like
we
it
go
didn't
from
take a long time to watch this movie, but it took a long time to finish this movie.
I
It
think
kind of took us a long time to finish Origins too, just because we kept hitting.
that did happen.
that was a
lot
whole.
that night.
There was a lot of
Weird.
shit happening.
It was the all in one night at least, but we kept
Yeah.
hitting like weird snags.
Not smooth.
And
viewing.
because you said before we started that Olivia is just cursed to not watch
Yeah,
that
no.
movie.
oh
So
yeah,
I think this is gonna be the most interesting kind of side on this one because I think I know where you guys are. So this is
We
gonna
gotta
just.
vote.
I think this is gonna have to come down to the viewers on this one because I might be wrong, but I think I know where at least I mean
Oh, yeah.
where you stand.
yeah, Matt. I see you looking it up. Yeah, Yukio is a very different
Is that her
character in the comic. Yeah, and that was right because remember I realized that the other day. Yeah, she's super different in the comics versus this movie because in the comics she's a mercenary who works for the clan, who works for the Yakuza, and she's like, it's this whole thing. In that one she's a grown-ass woman and she has a thing for Logan, and
Yeah.
he kind of rebounds with her while trying to about feeling bad over Mariko. She also later has an arc with Storm from the X-Men where she like teaches Storm about like living life on the edge.
That's where the Mohawk comes
Yeah,
from.
and that's where Punk Storm comes from because she was Yukio was an example of the punk genre at the time in Japan. So they just modernized her and made her like a teenager in this movie and gave her literally jack shit to do. She was not a mutant to my knowledge
I was
in
gonna
this comics.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, she has like the power to see how people die in this movie.
Yeah.
That's her
Which is-
her thing.
Yeah, which I'm kind of just only believing is so they can have the dramatic thing. If she's like, "I saw you die, Logan," and he's all,
I think the fans actually made a fun connection of that because he did technically die with his heart in his hand.
"Yep, that was the point." I think.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
It's weird how much Logan does follow this up because like I don't think this was like super well received. Certainly
No.
better received than Origins, but like
I feel like if it was well received, it was well received because it was a conceding because they're like, yeah, fine, yeah.
Are we gonna vote?
I was gonna acknowledge that when Viper sheds her skin, it was kind of giving me like Emma Stone and Begonia vibes.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to ask you if that movie was any good after we're done with
It's
this.
great.
Oh, okay, cool.
Great movie.
Loved it.
Yeah, it looked
Loved it.
it looked wildly interesting.
I
I
like-
love Emma Stone.
I like Yorgos Lanthimos, but he is like, I say he's hit or miss for me. He's either a 9 or 10 out of 10 or like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Like that's my thing. It's like when I say he's missed.
Yeah.
I say he's missed, it's something like I don't really care for Killing of a Sacred Deer, but I still would give it like a 6 or 7 because I think it's good. It's like well made. It's well acted. It's just like I'm not following what the point of this is as well. Because it's very abstract, but then the lobster, begonia, I think.
Oh, that was the lobster. That was him too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I
He's
love
just,
that
okay, so
movie.
he's just a weird dude. Okay.
He is a weird dude.
Okay.
And what was his movie with Emma Stone previously? It was.
Poor Things.
Poor Things is
Poor
one of the
Things
best
is
movies.
fantastic.
Poor Things is one of the best movies ever made. Period. I'm being serious about that.
Okay, I called him a weird. I called him a
should
freak,
watch
but
him.
yeah, I was gonna say
He is a freak. He is a freak.
It is still a weird ass movie.
I feel like
but it's
calling
fantastic.
I feel like calling him a freak is a compliment to him.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, okay, we can get to voting. Well, usually we do let our guests go first, so we'll let you two go 1st.
We're gonna let Olivia go first because she's probably
Olivia's the
either
comic expert.
Either she's going to completely, because I know where you guys are. She's either going to completely make this one-sided, and it's going to be the victory that I think that it will become because I know where you guys are, or it's going to be a tie.
Don't put this on me, babe. But
It's your choice.
You might be surprised.
No, I'm as far as which one of these like sucks less, I'm gonna go with the Wolverine. Yes, it's boring. Yes, I know it's not as fun to watch as the other one, but honestly, in this one, I'm gonna just I don't know. I think it's a better put together movie. That's me.
Cass.
The Wolverine. I don't know. Look, man. I don't know. If you're gonna make like an over-the-top action movie, I think you should make it a little more interesting. I didn't find the over-the-top in Wolverine that much fun, but I did love the choreography in the other one. The sword fight that he had with the one guy in the scene where he got his healing factor back.
Yeah.
Loved that. I think the thing is, I just liked more fight scenes in it. The movie was boring as sin, but the problem is I can see where it could have just been better if they had a little bit better writing, or if the directing was a little better, maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like I prefer it. It was a little bit better.
Michael?
For the longest time watching that movie, I was prepared to give it to X-Men Origins, but it became even during this episode, I've been going back and forth. Like, that's how close this one is for me. I don't think Origins compensates enough with the fun factor for me to say that it's better than the Wolverine, because I like the casting in the Wolverine more. I like the cinema. I think Cass expected me to say Origins, and I understand
why.
I
Honestly.
thought this was going to be a tie.
10 minutes ago, I was on Origins still, but there's just something that went right over the line with this where I'm thinking, like, God, if it just had a little bit more fun with itself, I actually think the Wolverine would be good. Like, that's my point. If it would just be a little bit more fucking fun with itself, I think it would be genuinely good. Origins, I'm laughing at it, I'm making fun of it, but I'm struggling to think of a single objective thing it does well, other than I think Hugh Jackman is a good actor. I think everything in that movie is so bad, and it's like, here's the bottom line. If I had to rewatch one of these two, I'd rather watch the Wolverine and see if there's something I missed in the first time than watch Origins again, because Origins was not funny enough to watch a second time. So I'm gonna give it to the Wolverine. It is so fucking close. I think I'm so close to going Origins, but I'm gonna go Wolverine. It's like this fucking close. I just over the line, like, at least Wolverine had one scene in it that I genuinely liked. At least it had one scene in it that I genuinely thought was good.
I thought you were going to be on my side with this one, Michael.
I was so close.
Michael, you know what that was like? It reminds me of Shark Tales when the fucking seahorse tripped. That you just pulled that for me.
I was gonna be like, what happens if both of us lose the episode? Cause like, I get why people would prefer the Wolverine in a lot of like technical aspects. It is the better movie. It's better shot.
I was bitching about how boring it was the whole time we watched it.
Right?
I fell asleep the first time, and then I was like in that corner over there on my back, like leaning up like this. Oh my god! I yelled. It was so boring so many times. I'm genuinely surprised I'm going with it, but it's just the more and more I thought about it, it's like there's almost a good movie there, but it just needs to throw in a little bit more fucking excitement. That's it. That's what it is.
That's almost my problem. Is like, I feel like it's sort of a Dragon Ball Evolution versus Last Airbender situation where, like, one of these completely fucked up, but kind of in a funny way, where the other is just like a really boring adaptation of something kind of good.
If it didn't have that train scene, it would have been Origins. That's like, because the thing is, I know the Wolverine is capable of being better. I know it's capable. It needed to fucking throw in more fun scenes. But I even do like the scene. I say there was one fun scene in the movie. I like aspects of other scenes. I like the arrow shots. I like the snowy set. I think the set design in that movie is genuinely good. I like the scene where Wolverine...
The set design in Last Airbender was good.
That's true.
That's like the one thing we complimented.
Yeah.
That is true. I thought the scene where Wolverine threw the guy out the window just to reveal he threw him in the pool, I thought that was good. You know, like, it's just... I don't know. They're so close. I think they're so close, but they're so close for completely different reasons. Like they both fuck up different things.
I think if you ask the question, what would be more entertaining to people, I definitely think Wolverine would be. But I just think when you say better movie, you know.
There is maybe an argument for the Wolverine as the better movie. Origins, I think, is the more entertaining movie.
Yeah,
and
I can see where somebody would say that.
I'm backing Origins, and I am prepared to be the odd one out here. Because the audience is with you guys. The audience, like, pretty overwhelmingly voted for Wolverine.
For what it's worth, I think both movies are pieces of shit.
No, and that's like I do understand the other side of the argument. I'm not. This is very much a hollow victory here today.
Well, yeah, there's no winner. Especially, you know what makes this even worse, right? Is that as much as we're apologizing or going like, well, this one's better, they're both shit because Logan happened.
Yeah, no, okay. The correct answer is Logan.
Yeah.
There's nothing hollow about that. That
Logan wins.
Awesome.
Fuck these movies. Logan wins. But it's,
I like Deadpool and Wolverine more than both of these.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I agree,
damn.
but yeah, no. For you guys, that's a lot.
It's 76% the Wolverine to 24% X-Men Origins, so that's like 3/4 to 1/4.
Here's the thing: I might, in conversation with you two in the future, I might bitch about Deadpool and Wolverine again, but I will never bitch about these two again because I'm not going to want to talk about them again.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we're Deadpool and Wolverine. At least I want to talk about.
You know
it.
what's great about Deadpool and Wolverine is I think the only reason why me and Olivia are even. Because see, is that in the movie? But I remember they like showed like the wrap up of the other movies at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. I think it's only because it was a send off to that universe. If they didn't do that, me and Olivia would probably be like, yeah, it was okay. But like, it is a send off to that era. It is a send off.
I get that. I do think that's an admirable thing about it.
That's all that it is it's a send off, and it also feels like kind of like a fuck you to their decision of not letting X-Men be part of the MCU.
But isn't it kinda like they've been setting up this whole multiverse thing, and I know like the actress who played Mystique at least is in Doomsday.
Well, yeah, no, it's just, it feels like it's a send-off to those like, it's like a goodbye to that era, right? That inconsistent era of, like, uncohesive,
like kind of the golden age of superhero films.
And it kind of sucks because it's a happy ending, but it's also oh man, you guys, yeah, maybe cohesion isn't the way to go.
No, yeah, I can't, like, I'm gonna put this on the record here, I am very afraid of what the MCU plans on doing, like how they plan on integrating the X-Men. Because we mentioned this, and I don't.
Because they don't know what to do with their own property.
No, they don't.
I really think the MCU needs to stop after Doomsday.
Okay, hold on. Let me say one thing.
Isn't Doomsday Part 1?
Yeah. No, let me say one thing though. Let me say one big thing on this one is that I may agree with you, except for if they decided to continue doing shit like Wonder Man, maybe you can continue. But God fucking damn.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But yeah, I can't guarantee that. You can't guarantee.
That's what I'm saying. Wonder Man was a fucking surprise. You know damn well that Marvel just let it happen.
You need to focus on the. I like when I was watching with you. I compared Wonder Man to The Lion King because it's like Pocahontas was the movie that the studio really started to focus on.
Yeah.
And Lion King got to do so much more than they would normally been allowed to get away with because of that. Because they were just like, yeah, it's a side project. One of the biggest fucking movies they ever made.
They announced season 2 for Wonder Man, and I'm sitting there like, oh,
really?
Fuck yeah! They're like season 2 for Wonder Man, and I'm like, no, come on, and we're not finished, mind you. Me and Olivia.
We're not done.
I think I have 2 episodes left to watch with you. I'm assuming you 2 have 2 left.
We might just one day watch that, but at the end of the day, it's sitting there like, fuck you guys, because now I'm scared of season 2 because season 1 did such a goddamn good job. To my knowledge, they could fumble the bag at the end. I don't know if they will though, because all in all, it was worth it. But like, maybe it's just, I don't know. I think that these movies, that's the thing that I'm gonna miss, is that we're talking about the Wolverine, but that era's done, and and it kind of sucks that
it almost feels like it's all part of like a bigger thing now.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks that way.
Yeah,
I agree. Anyway, you ready to wrap this one up, Matt?
We already did the joke of Logan wins.
We all lost. Logan wins.
The Wolverine wins.
I'm sorry I betrayed you, Matt.
It happens.
Long live the king. Throw you down.
Snicked. He put back the bone club.
Where's your kid now, Sheriff? Anyway, there's enough betrayal lines. Do we got one more? What's one more good betrayal line?
I don't want to play with you anymore.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
I have altered the deal. Pray I alter it no further.
There we go.
Alright, next time on Hollow Victories.
If only someone else ever loved you, Matt. I was frozen. I fucked it up.
Next time on Hollow Victories, we're gonna take a look. This one's almost a follow up to like Cool as Ice versus Spice World. Ooh. This time we're getting to the 2000s artists. It's From Justin to Kelly, the Kelly Clarkson movie, versus Glitter, the Mariah Carey movie.
I literally have never heard of either of those, so that'll be interesting.
And
I know the artist, but I don't know the movies.
They're a little silly. They're a little silly. And I think we need a little silly one this year, because like a lot of the ones we're doing this year are not fun pair-ups. It's a lot of bullshit pair-ups this year.
Sounds good.
So I'm throwing a fun one in there for us.
I think that'll be I mean, honest to God, the Cool as Ice versus Spice World, that was like so early but that was a fun one.
That was a funny one.
Thanks for having us on.
Oh yeah,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for being here. Do you want to plug anything?
I guess just our channel.
Yeah, come check us out at Smash Pack. We're doing stuff.
We have Cass on the channel all the time. Olivia has been on Hollow Victories more than anyone, I think.
You're the most reoccurring guest. But I mean, if you enjoy, if anyone,
Hollow Queen.
It is my pleasure.
If there's anyone in my audience watching from Spiny, Olivia just made a great Sonic comic video, so check that out. Cass just made a good Star Fox video. Check that shit out.
Furry.
Oh, jeepers, I'm a furry.
Yeah, that's kind of that's all. Bye.
He actually says jeepers, I'm all furry, but it sounds like he's saying jeepers, I'm a furry.
I love how you broke that down, by the way. You didn't even have to, but you sure did.
Until next time, for my co-host Makal Shadakul and our lovely friends, I am Matt Presents. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Damn.
Well, there goes that pool plans.
No, I said 6 and 7 would be doing that, and it's 5, so 8, that's when the pool comes out to play. I'm drunk.
Why the fuck did you say it that way, homie? Oh my god. Is the pool coming to get us?
The Deadpool.
Oh, God.